All right. Um, Everything should work. Let me just wait a little bit. By the way, I need to start off this stream by saying, okay, it works. Nice. I need to start off this stream by saying I've not used Linux in a while, so I might not have the muscle memory, but with that being said, I'm gonna announce Saturn client, which is gonna be a new Minecraft client, which is gonna include modern stuff within new clients, also some of its own things. More importantly, it's gonna be featuring free cosmetics and customizability. It's the Linux of clients, basically, and yeah, I'll just say that it's the Linux of clients. But with that being said, even though I can stay here and say whatever, Saturn client is not written that well. I've tried my best to write, but I'm not familiar with Java. First of all, I'm not that familiar. I've only written only like 3 projects with Java, and all 3 of them were Minecraft mods or plugins. They were somewhat, you know, with Minecraft stuff. And yeah, I really don't know. I barely know how to import external libraries, and I don't know why it's like this, but it's so weird to include libraries in this. It's like you need to include repositories and shit, and I just don't like it. But with that being said, I'm forced to write in this language, okay? But yeah, so one of my friends actually has said, Rudy has told me that the project isn't structured that well, and that kind of like made me think, oh yeah, this project is kind of shit right now. It's not in its best state, and the reason why it isn't is because I mostly wrote experimental code here. I wrote code that just needs to work. It doesn't necessarily need to have any factors or anything. Code that just works. It just works. And the reason why I did that is because I can go in more detail, but it was simply that Minecraft API and this Fabric API is kind of weird, and I had to work around a lot of stuff for rendering my own cosmetics, rendering my own UI. I will show you in a second, but yeah, feel free to support this project by storing it, forking, creating your own shit, I guess. But yeah, I've been into a lot of work here, and also we have our own website here, as you can see. And yeah, I actually made a news here. I haven't publicly announced Saturn client, but I have made a news post or a blog post here talking about this exact live stream, this exact refractor. And as you can see here, it has this cool UI. I really like it. But yeah, with that being said, yeah, let's just clone this. Ooh. So yeah, we gotta make the SSH work in this. I didn't think that well enough. All right, well, um, I kind of forgot. Wait, is it SSH? No, it's definitely not SSH. Yeah, RC key keygen. All right, well, hold on. I'm gonna put this here. All right, there we go. So now, um, how, what, how to, um, RC key gem, GitHub. Oh, SSH keygen. Okay. I thought it was RSA for a second, but no, it's SSH. Okay, fair enough. They're like the same thing. Hmm. This is some private info. I need to do this. Overwrite, yes. And then we do. All right, so now we do cat ssh id ed dot pub. All right, copy this. Get up. Yes, by the way, I'm still adding the key. So, SSH. Wait, no. Where is it? Oh, yeah, there you go. All right. Well, the it's weird because the Linux key was used with last used within last week. Just I'm gonna delete the Linux key though, and I'm gonna Linux Penguin. Yeah, Penguin. All right. Yeah. Now I'm gonna. All right. 1 second. All right. I'm back. I can now enable screen. All right. Now we can cd into work, git clone here. That's weird. Oh, yeah. Okay, okay. Yeah. Let's not talk about that, guys. Yeah. All right. Well, hey, that's fine. You'll make mistakes. Yeah. So now, the slash Gradle W here. If we do that, um, open JDK, install in Ubuntu. Ooh, yeah. All right. I think it was 22 or something. All right, Java development kit, Java runtime environment. No, I think we only need to JDK. But I think it should be like another Java version. Let me just check the thing real quick. Yeah. It doesn't have in here, does it? Java version. Ooh, it's 17 actually. Okay, so we can just run this on 17. Okay, cool. So, by the way, I also have my GitHub issue here for this. Today, I'm starting this. I'm also live streaming. I won't. I don't. Oh, all right. Well, yeah, I haven't updated this in a while, so mm. Also, I tried some code editors, um, like VS Code. I already have tried that, but VS Code doesn't really have any AI integration, which it doesn't really bother me. It's just that I think if I add AI integrate in my development environment, I will probably code a lot better because it helps me with any mistakes I make, I guess. You know, you don't want to make mistakes when it comes to, stuff like this. So yeah. But yeah, with that being said, yeah, I just do things, I guess. But um I've been actually working on adding more and more stuff to this, but it looks like it would probably be best if I do everything like if I do refactor right now, but everything else later, because like it's not just like a tiny refactor where I'm just gonna like kind of clean up the code and comment every single line of the code or something like that. No, I'm not doing that. I'm restructuring this project, which I guess would be considered more of a rewrite than a refactor. But I'm still gonna include the old code. I'm not gonna play with the code. I'm just gonna kind of refactor it. I'm gonna add some new elements. I guess you would consider those new abstractions to get away from Minecraft's abstractions because they suck. They update every single time they update the game. We don't want that. Um, I'm pasting, but it's not pasting. All right. Um, JDK, boom. All right, yeah. Gradle install. Well, actually, no, we don't need Gradle. Wait. Oh no. Okay, well, I think I'm on Z shell, yeah. So I guess I need to. All right, well, we need. Do we have nvim? Yeah, we do. We do, yeah. Okay, well, yeah, let's wait for those to install. Yeah, this is painful. Oh, that's cool. Okay. All right, we nvim slash dot zshrc. I guess we just go all the way down here. And put this here. Should work now. Force zshrc. All right. Java dash dash version. Cool. Gradle also works. Oh wait. Slash Gradle W. Gradle W. Alright. We also, install Gradle. Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit to set this up, but this is the last step, I think, and we should be fine. There's obviously gonna be the building project thing, which only takes like a minute or so. So yeah, but now I think it's a good time to also kind of mention why I'm doing this project. You know, so you see with the current clients, um wait 1 second. Okay, so with the current clients, there's just I don't see enough customizability, yeah. I don't see enough free cosmetics, and from what I've seen is that the current stage of clients are pretty, I don't know, they're pretty salty about this. Oh damn. All right. What happened? Ooh, I okay, well, all right. I need okay, Java version manager. Okay, what if we install Java 21 in Ubuntu? Okay. All right. How to enable the universe repo. All right. Sudo nvim /add center /apt sources list universe. I don't see any universe here. That's nice. Oh, damn. Oh, wait. What? Okay, there we go. Doesn't exist. Maybe I don't. Right. Repo enabled. That's interesting. Sudo apt install zip. Okay. All right. So we can also default that. Okay, fair enough. Makes sense. All right. Java dash dash version. Yeah, that's because we need to nvim dot wait dot z show. Let's see. And all right, down here. Boom. Source. Z shell. RC. Nice. All right, this is good. Um, yeah. Okay, now we can do nvim. Actually, no. Gradle. Gradle. W. All right. This took a little longer than I thought for something as simple as just setting up this project. But, you know, it's fine. As long as, you know, we get this running. How is it 0%, bro? Alright, fair enough. I guess. Alright, well, now it's a good time to open up linear here. Oh, I should update that as well. Let me just really quickly. Alright, boom, linear. Alright. I guess I'm gonna create a workspace here. I'm gonna name it Saturn client. Also, by the way, I did this myself. Not this thing, but like I made this like port of Linux on this linear app thing. Let's go. All right. Well, um, run run the client on Linux testing. Great issue. Boom. All right. Boom. Run client. It's literally just as simple as run client, by the way. Run client. Yeah, now we just wait for this, but honestly, I think it's gonna work here. If this works, it kind of proves that, you know, it works on the whole platforms. But it should work on all platforms anyway, you know, Java, JVM, you know. All right, good sign, good sign. Let me get to.
Press enter to enable the narrator.
All right, cool. So this is the custom UI. Don't worry about the background. Okay, let me just really quickly. All right, so as you can see, we can let's join here. EU.mineman. Actually, no, we cannot even join servers because yeah. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. We'll just create a super flat world here. Yeah, that should be good. So yeah, this is a good way to also kind of measure our you know, things. All right, let me just yeah, it's a little something, but let's turn on our FPS display here. I saw 800. That was pretty good. Um, yeah. Would you look at that? That's pretty good FPS if you ask me. Terrain looks fine. Yeah, this is pretty playable. I would play this on Linux. I don't mind. Of course, if I'm PvPing or something, you know, quite, you know, gaming focused, I wouldn't, you know, spend not much doing it. And as you can see, you also have the WebMI mod enabled there. So yeah, that was pretty nice. Let's open this in VS Code. Probably should update this as well, or it could be updated by its own. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we just close this now. Done. Now, I think it would be nice to, I guess, have what else should we have here? Um, hmm. Make the plans the refractor view the current plans the refractor refactor. All right. Okay, that's weird, but it doesn't matter. All right. All right. So, issues here. Wait, no, this is not supposed to be done. It's supposed to be to do. Um, all right. So then we're gonna go in projects, create a new project here, refractor, backlog in progress, no priority. Pretty high here. Lead, the lead members, boom, dependencies, start date, milestones, planned out, stage 1, stage 2, completed. All right. Um, puzzle. Or actually, pen maybe. Push pin. Um, plan. The plan. Since we, since since forever Minecraft was created, there, well, not really, not really what I want. Okay, well, Minecraft was is a game that Minecraft has had a lot of refractors since last decade, which is very bad if we want to maintain a good if we want to add this client to all versions, to other versions Minecraft. So to combat that, we are going to make a lot of abstractions that separate Saturn client and Minecraft. Separate refactors. I don't know why I keep saying refractor, bro. It's here is how we are going to do it. Actually, we're just gonna all right. The first step is to analyze the code for any breakpoint between different Minecraft versions and behavior. Any specific code. If we find any, we are going to take note of that specific breakpoint. Over here. This will guarantee better abstraction and better abstractions, which means better version support. Structure, puzzle. What's the puzzle emoji? Like the green puzzle one. How about, okay, what else signifies structures? What emoji signifies a structure of a project? Folder, brick. Ooh, there's a folder emoji, okay. Brick, DNA, building, construction, toolbox. DNA. Structure, project structure, new project structure. Add. All right, create project. All right, let's begin something here so we can check how this works. So I'm gonna show you guys now how the structuring is. Um, so as you can see here, there's a Java org. I don't know why it's like that, but it's like that. So yeah. So Saturn client is basically the main project functionality thing, whatever you like to call. Let me just Jasper. Not really a good theme for this specific. All right, whatever. It doesn't matter. So as you can see here, we have authenticate. I will. This is just like for your cosmetics and shit. It's not really gonna, it's not. I wouldn't say it's insecure because I've added the encryption to it, but I will check for any security vulnerabilities next, like on the next refactor, probably the next stage of refactoring. But there's also the key input handler here, which is here. This just literally is what it says. It just handles key input. As you can see, there's a main menu, there's a free look here. There's a mod called free look, and you can move your where you look at without moving the player. very interesting mod. Saturn client Java. We looked at this. This is the config. So one good abstraction idea I had here, like a very good abstraction idea, is that I added a custom configuration management. I didn't add any cloth config or whatever that is. The reason why I made my own is because I wanted it to be as simple as possible. I didn't want any other implementations. I want all of this to be our own abstraction, basically. So as you can see here, there's default realistic logo, default color, stuff like that. And primary color. For theming, I'm gonna add theming here as well. So take note of theming. We want as much customizability as possible. Custom. Yo, what the hell? Okay, readme MD. I don't care, bro. I don't care. Let's just move on. All right. Now, so we're not gonna do much refactoring here. I'm just gonna look and plan everything out. The mods here is gonna be our mods, you know. I try my best to separate again. Even though I didn't make as good of a job, I try my best to separate from the Minecraft thing. So now you might see this project right now and think, well, you have everything sorted out here, right? Because like I don't well, the main problem I have with is the UI. The UI is literally my biggest problem right now. And that's gonna be my biggest refractor. The reason why is because of something called draw context here. If we look here, um, there's this draw context thing on every single component and widget. There's just because this is the only way you can, well, the only way you can render in modern versions of Minecraft. But now with later versions, with older versions, um, there's this thing called a matrix stack, which if I find it somewhere over here, it's in my, it's somewhere over here, but basically, let me just find it. HUD mod, for example, or mod manager. Over here, matrices and matrix stack. Basically, what this is it's a more manual version of draw context. You would have to manually draw every, not manually draw every pixel, but kind of manually. Basically, it's just a way you can, a fancy way of saying it's just a way to help you draw. So that's draw context for you. But yeah, matrices is just a more manual way of drawing. So you might say, okay, that's cool and all, but how are we gonna, make an abstraction for this if we already need to update for the abstractions for every version? Well, that's the point, is that we only need to update the abstractions and not everything else, because even though we're gonna have a lot of abstractions, we are only gonna update those abstractions once, and then every feature that we add is gonna be for every single version of of Minecraft. So this will basically guarantee us a W. Basically, this is a guaranteed W for us because, well, we don't have to write different code for the same feature. Anyways, Yeah. So I've covered how that. Now, as you can see, there's animations here, and there's fade in, and there's slide. Um, those are just beginning animations. These are components, Saturn float, Saturn hex. You basically float is for changing floating values, floating properties here. Saturn hex for hexadecimal properties, integer for, well, integer properties, um comp for, components, Saturn mod component. This is the thing I showed you earlier where you enable disable mods and set stuff. So Saturn string, you, well, it is just that it's a string. A toggle, also that. A skin preview, this is for when you want to change your cosmetics. I can run this right now and show you guys, but it's basically like when you change the cosmetics, you can preview them. It's also like it's the same exact thing you see when you press E, like the inventory thing. Um, Clickable image, Saturn button, image, sprite, whatever. All of these are just, abstractions from things. But I low key don't see that bad of progress in this. I think we can still kind of continue without abstractions. They're not that mandatory, I think, but it's better to be sure. So now, um, Saturn client, there is the event cosmetics. This is where we render, we handle cosmetics. The auth is where we connect to the server. I might have just leaked my IP, but yeah, mixin. There's your camera mixin, your crosshair, your entity. It's just like these mixin things are just like they inject code into existing Minecraft code. So these are probably what's gonna be updated the most on every single different version of Minecraft, because that's basically injecting directly into Minecraft code here. As you can see, we are injecting into in-game HUD here with this crosshair. So yeah, we will need to change this code a lot for different versions of Minecraft. So yeah, but that being said, that's all I'm gonna cover for today. I kind of wanted to show you guys how my thing will work. I might live stream again today, but right now I don't think I'm gonna do it. I just wanted to kind of show you guys before I plan everything out.